Hello and welcome. Tonight, Nigerian army vows tougher push against new security threats, steps up counterinsurgency nationwide. Focus on security tonight in our ongoing 2025 sector-by-sector review. Tragedy on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway as 2 killed, Anthony Joshua injured in car crash. And All Progressives Congress moves early for 2027 as party leaders meet to strengthen structures. And on business, global oil prices jumped 2% as investors weigh Ukraine peace talks against fresh supply risk.
On sports news tonight, Ogun and Lagos state governments commence investigations into the fatal car crash involving former heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua.
And from the nation's capital, Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State grants amnesty to 32 inmates and pardons 1 other person.
We begin tonight with security matters as the Nigerian army has pledged to intensify efforts to tackle emerging security threats while strengthening counterinsurgency operations across Nigeria. The Commander Signals Corps of the Nigerian Army, Major General Mohammed Abdullahi, made this pledge during the special luncheon for the frontline troops at the Daban Lema camp in Edo local government area of Kwara State, where he represented the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Wike Shuaibu. And these are relatives of the 7 abducted construction workers carrying out construction work along the Sabaja-Oronire Road in Kwara State 15 days ago. Representatives of the families addressed a news conference in Ilorin, the Kwara State capital, where they stated that the kidnappers are demanding a ransom of 500 million naira for their release. They are also appealing to the state government and security agencies to help effect their release.
We call on the Kwara State government and relevant security agencies to please intensify rescue efforts and treat this abduction as a top priority emergency until every victim is safely returned home. 2, we urge government to establish direct communication with the affected families, so we are not left to rely on rumors and social media for information about our loved ones. Number 3, we appeal for immediate support for the families of the abducted workers, including welfare assistance and counseling, as many households are already in distress. And lastly, we ask for stronger security presence along construction corridors and rural roads to prevent further attacks on innocent workers and residents. This press conference is not about blame. We are not blaming anybody. It is about the safety of ordinary Nigerians who leave home every day to earn an honest living. To the abductors, we say, these men are fathers. These men are sons. These men are our brothers. Please release them unharmed.
Meanwhile, gunmen have launched a deadly attack in Gebe community in Shaga local government area of Kebbi, resulting in the loss of lives of an undisclosed number of persons, with many others injured. According to local sources, the community is in serious trauma and it has not experienced such a wave of attack in many years. And sources say the attack happened suddenly when the gunmen invaded the community and began shooting sporadically, forcing residents to flee to safety to neighboring communities and nearby bushes. As at the moment, the exact number of casualties has not been ascertained due to the scale of that attack and the fact that many community members have dispersed to different locations. Confirming the incident to Channels Television, the police public relations officer Bashir Usman said police are on top of that situation. And operatives of the Department of State Services, the DSS, have arrested a suspected gang leader and another individual linked to the 2023 kidnapping and murder of renowned neurology professor Ekanem Philip Ephraim. Security sources say the alleged gang leader, Patrick Essien Etim, a 23-year-old, and his accomplice, Basi Anti-Asukwo, a 40-year-old, were apprehended on December the 27th at the medical facility in Cross River State while allegedly planning to abduct another prominent medical professional. According to sources, the DSS had been tracking the kidnapping syndicate since July 2023, when armed men posing as patients abducted Professor Ephraim. The suspects reportedly confessed to the crime, admitting they killed the professor after collecting multiple ransom payments from their family. They also confessed to kidnapping other victims and vandalizing electricity cables. A third suspect, identified as Isaac Ekpeyong, has also been arrested in connection with the crimes. We head to Gombe State now, where it says strengthening the grip in power ahead of the 2027 general election and the security situation, where the main features of the meeting between Governor Inuwa Yahaya of Gombe State and the National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Professor Nentawe Yilwata, alongside Governor Caleb Mufwang of Plateau State. That meeting took place at the Gombe State House in the state capital. According to him, the APC leadership is working towards strengthening its structure across all levels ahead of the election.
Governor Inuwa Yahaya began his day with a meeting with Governor Caleb Mufwang of Plateau State at the Governor's Government House residence. The meeting is held behind closed doors for some minutes. After emerging from the meeting, Governor Mufwang revealed the plan of the northern governors for securing the region.
We've had very useful conversations about the state of the nation and how to move things forward. And one of it, critically, I can inform you, was the resolution of the northern state governors on security in northern Nigeria. Is something that is dear to his heart and dear to all of us. And by God's grace, the resolution we took in Kaduna at our last meeting is something we are following up vigorously.
Governor Yahaya later received the National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Professor Nentawe Yilwata, at his Gombe State Government House residence. While commending Governor Inuwa Yahaya for modeling good governance, Professor Nentawe urges the APC to close ranks and ensure electoral victories for the party in 2027.
I want to thank you for building that social trust with the people of Gombe State. Very important for us as a political party, because our motto specifies that justice and unity and progress. 3 keywords: justice, progress, and unity.
In his response, Governor Inuwa Yahaya is promising that the state will play an active role in ensuring that the party sustains the momentum from the grassroots to the federal level.
The president is coming back. Surely, inshallah, we are coming back as a party. I may be out because I'm serving my second term. But by the grace of God, my successor too will be APC. Our house will be APC. Our members will be APC. The senators too are going to be APC.
Meanwhile, Governor Inuwa Yahaya has already ordered the inclusion of 12 billion naira in the state's 2026 appropriation as the state's 12-month contribution for the formation of a northern security unit.
security remains one of Nigeria's most pressing challenges in the year 2025, with lives lost, many people displaced, food production undermined, and ethnic divisions widening. Despite government efforts, Nigeria's sovereignty was also threatened in very significant ways home and abroad. So tonight, we turn our attention to the security sector to examine how the country fared in the year and experts' assessment of the situation. Our correspondent Empress Simon reports.
From clashes over land and grazing rights in Benue State and coordinated ethnic militia attacks in Plateau State to resurgence of insurgency in Northeast and banditry attacks in Northwest, as well as parts of North Central, insecurity threatened the very fiber of Nigeria's existence in 2025. The Global Terrorism Index ranked Nigeria 6th worldwide in 2025, up from 8th in the previous year. Behind the statistics are human stories, lives lost, families displaced, and communities living in fear.
If you look at the West African security tracker, it's indicated that there are over 5,000 incidents in Nigeria, which amounts to about 12,900 deaths all over Africa, West Africa, and of these 12,900 deaths in West Africa, Nigeria accounts for 45% of this death.
In the face of the attacks, President Bola Tinubu reshuffled the service chiefs, replacing the then Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, with the then Chief of Army Staff, General Olufemi Oluyede. The president appointed new Chief of Army Staff, Chief of Air Staff, and Chief of Naval Staff. He also declared a nationwide security emergency and ordered the Inspector General of Police to immediately withdraw police personnel attached to very important personalities. Also, following a wave of attacks in November, including an attack on church worshippers in Eruku in Ekiti local government area of Kwara State and mass school abduction in Magatown in Kebbi State, as well as in Papiri in Niger State, the Minister of Defense, Mr. Badaru, also resigned his position. He was immediately replaced by General Christopher Musa. As Nigeria grappled with the issues, the United States government under President Donald Trump designated Nigeria a country of particular concern, accusing the government of complicit over an alleged genocide against Christians, which sparked debate both in the country and outside the country on the veracity of the claims. Mr. Trump threatened to also deploy U.S. troops to Nigeria. On Christmas Day, Mr. Trump announced that U.S. military carried out bombardments on terrorist enclaves in Nigeria. The federal government later confirmed President Donald Trump's announcement, saying it was a joint operation. The announcement came barely a day after a mosque in Gambaru Market in Maiduguri in Borno State was attacked by suicide bombers.
It's all security measures. Anything you can put in place to prevent the loss of lives and property, put them in place. If it's going to take the international community to ensure the protection of lives of the Nigerian people, put it in place.
Nigeria needs to be very careful to ensure that there is fairness, there is equity, and there is balance in terms of how these operations are carried out. It should never be seen to be against a particular faith or a particular ethnic group. If that happens, then it will create more problems.
Despite the setbacks, security forces recorded gains. Approximately 3,000 bandits and terrorists were neutralized. At least 1,000 kidnapped victims were rescued. The force public relations officer, CSP Benjamin Hundayin, also highlighted major achievements recorded by the Nigeria police in the year.
Total of suspects arrested for the year, 5,721. And in terms of recoveries for firearms, we recovered a total of 1,766 firearms. And for ammunition, we recovered a total of 13,487 ammunition. Do not forget, this is across the country from January till date.
In terms of investments in security, the Tinubu administration in 2025 allocated over 6 trillion naira to security and defense, with over 4 trillion naira for personnel costs and over 1 trillion naira for capital expenditure on hardware. But analysts say funding must reach operational overheads and intelligence fusion to translate into safer communities.
For me, I will advise that the Nigerian government should carry out this war as an intelligence-driven war, because if we don't, bring in intelligence, we will not be able to succeed. And 2026, I would strongly advise that the Nigerian political elites should stop the use of talks.
Nigerians should expect a sustained fight, sustained onslaughts on criminals, on terrorists, on bandits, sustained.
As 2025 closes, Nigeria's security remains fragile, but experts believe if the federal government prioritizes community-based security partnerships in the coming year, strengthen intelligence sharing across agencies, and invest in conflict prevention mechanisms that address root causes, coupled with reforms that build trust between citizens and security forces, Nigeria can begin to turn the tide towards lasting stability. Emperor Simon, Channels Television News.
In part two, after the break, tragedy on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway leaves 2 people killed and boxer Anthony Joshua injured in a car crash. Please join us again. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the News at 10 on Channels Television, broadcasting live from Lagos. A reminder of our main stories. Nigerian army vows tougher push against new security threats, steps up counter-insurgency nationwide. We focus on security tonight in our ongoing 2025 sector-by-sector review. Tragedy on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway leaves 2 people dead, Anthony Joshua, the boxer, injured in a car crash. And APC moves early for the 2027 elections as party leaders meet to strengthen structures. The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has denied claims that he promised to deliver the People's Democratic Party, the PDP, to President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 general election. According to the minister, who spoke during his end-of-year media chat at his residence in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, he dismissed the allegations made by the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, who claimed that Mr. Wike had agreed to hold the PDP structure for President Tinubu.
But the point is that you can be helped through several ways. And one of such ways, that President looked at it, I will support you with this, with this, with this, with this. And that's why, you think that that's not enough for you. And so, it baffled me, I will not lie to you. Because if such a thing took place, I would have told you, yes. It never took place. Go from autumn. In fact, they all called me when they had this thing. They said, what kind of rubbish is this? How can he say that I went for a meeting and then I said this? I can't. In any case, who does not know my position as regards to Tinubu's president? Do I need to tell him that? Nigerians have had me say severally, I'm going to support the president. So how would I now go and tell him, President, don't worry, I will hold down PDP for you? It doesn't make sense.
And turning to the politics in Rivers State, the FCT minister cautioned that professing loyalty to President Bola Tinubu or chanting political slogans will not automatically guarantee a second-term ticket for any sitting governor.
For here in Rivers State, I can tell you, we have always maintained that the president will be supported. Whether you're in PDP, whether you're in APC, all of us have maintained that. We have to support a president. This is not the first time. We did it in 2023. When we were in PDP, we supported Mr. President. But the point I'm trying to make is that so many people are now thinking that the moment you shout at your mandate, it becomes that is automatic that you have a ticket. I don't know. Supporting president has nothing to do with that. We are supporting president. does not mean that we must have automatic ticket. We are supporting the president based on certain factors, which we have seen severally.
And to a sad incident today, Nigerian-British boxer Anthony Joshua sustained injuries today in an accident along the Ogun axis of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, which claimed the lives of 2 members of his team. The vehicle carrying the boxer, a Lexus sports utility vehicle, collided with a stationary truck. Public Relations Officer of Ogun State Federal Road Safety Corps, Odusin Afolabi, has attributed the cause of the accident to overspeeding and wrongful overtaking.
Hours before the crash, Anthony Joshua is seen in this video he posted on his Instagram page, enjoying a game of table tennis with no premonition of what lies ahead. The destination was his hometown in Shagamu, Ogun State, a journey tragically cut short at the Makun axis of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Grimacing in pain as he's brought out of the badly damaged SUV, the boxer is lucky. 2 other people lost their lives. The damage on the SUV ferrying Joshua and his fellow travelers is indicative of the severity of the accident. The Federal Road Safety Corps explains what may have led to the accident.
What we'll discover was that men at Shagam units informed us of the unfortunate incident. From what we got to understand was that there was a trailer that was parked at the shoulder, whereby the vehicle conveying Anthony Joshua and his team did a wrongful overtake, and they ran into that vehicle, which was definitely because of the overspeeding. Had they been doing no overspeeding, probably that wouldn't have been that fatal. And from the report we have 5 people were involved in the total. 2 people lost their lives, and the rest just had injuries.
As investigations continue into the cause of the accident, Nigerians and many people around the world are extending their condolences over the death of the 2 passengers, while looking forward to the quick recovery of Anthony Joshua and the other surviving passenger.
Staying with that unfortunate accident, the President Bola Tinubu has spoken by telephone with Anthony Joshua, the Nigerian-British former heavyweight boxing champion, following the tragic accident on Ogun Road, in which Joshua was injured and 2 of his associates died. The statement issued by the special advisor the phone to personally convey his condolences over the death of his 2 associates and wished him well and prayed for him. The statement also adds that the former boxing champion has assured the president that he is receiving the best care in hospital. The president also spoke with Anthony Joshua's mother and prayed for her. The number 1 citizen spoke to Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun, who was also in the hospital with the injured boxer. Earlier in the statement on X, President Tinubu, who is currently abroad, expressed profound sympathy for the boxer over the accident on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. And our thoughts and prayers are with those who lost their lives. And still ahead on the news at 10, global oil prices jump 2% as investors weigh Ukraine peace talks against fresh supply risks. And that's in business news. Please join us again. Welcome back. You're still watching the news at 10 on Channels Television. Let's now head to the nation's capital, Abuja, where Gloria Umezoke is standing by to bring us more stories. Over to you, Gloria.
Thank you, Anne. We begin in Nasarawa State, where Governor Abdullahi Sule has granted amnesty to over 30 inmates and pardoned one person, a gesture he carried out as part of activities to mark his 66th birthday. The inmates were from the 4 correctional centers of the state after the remittance of their fines. Our correspondent, Halima Gayam, reports.
Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State is marking his 66th birthday with inmates. 32 inmates are the latest beneficiaries of the governor's amnesty initiative. One other person was pardoned after remitting their fines, with recommendations from the State Advisory Council on the prerogative of mercy. The freed inmates were encouraged to be law-abiding as they enjoyed their new lease of life.
To the beneficiaries of this act of mercy, I urge you to seize this opportunity to rebuild your lives, obey the law, and become responsive citizens who contribute positively to the peace and development of our dead state. I therefore, at this juncture, admonish you to go and sin no more.
Yours has been the administration so humane that looks into the plight of our inmates and says, for those lesser offenses, we should sympathize. He sympathizes with you and said, let my people go. His Excellency has decided to free you. It's a good thing because he's a very good man. And this is not a place for young men like you.
Governor Sule also urged the beneficiaries to live responsible lives and conduct themselves in ways that would enable their smooth reintegration into the society.
If you go out and start behaving back the way you used to, then the governor will take a blame, and that will make it very difficult for me to pardon any other person in the future. I'm using this opportunity to call on our people, the good citizens of Nasarawa State, to learn from this. Let anger not drive us to go and commit offenses that are not pardonable, because it is very important that we live in peace with one another.
2 books are also launched in commemoration of the governor's birthday, detailing the life, vision and service of the governor, and the other chronicles the governor's vision for the state. Halima Gayam, Channels Television News.
The management of Emery Vida Hotel and Suites Irua Esan Central Local Government Area of Edo State has brought joy to residents with a generous end-of-year gesture, expressing gratitude for the community's support and a commitment to empowering the people. The event, which took place on Sunday at the Okai Jeson Town Hall in Irua Esan Central Local Government Area, saw about 1,000 beneficiaries, mostly women, receive 25 kg bags of rice, along with financial support.
Residents of Irua, the headquarters of Eastern Central Local Government Area in Edo State and environs, have converged on the Okaijeson Town Hall and its grounds, invited by the management of Emery Vida Hotel and Suites, located in the community, for a special end-of-year outreach. The beneficiaries, mostly women, senior citizens and widows from the local government's 10 wards, are set to receive 25 kg bags of rice each, alongside financial support.
I said long life and prosperity. Long life with good health. God will uplift them more.
Is that God should enlarge him, give him more strength, more empowerment to do for we the commoners.
The Chief Executive Officer of Emery Vida Hotel and Suites, Gordon Okodua, explains the reason behind the initiative.
Empowering my people, women especially. It's a personal effort. I'm not a politician, I'm a businessman, but a trader. So I'm just doing this for our people, that's it. It's like giving back to the society. What we're doing now, we're empowering about 1,000, I think about 1,010 women. 25, you can see 25 kg of rice and 100,000 naira each, at least, to start the new year.
exercise is also supported by his wife, who says the community has been a major pillar behind the hotel's success.
You know, this is Christmas period, so we're actually giving back to the society, most especially the women. Okay, we're giving them back because they really supported us all this while. So we're giving them back what we can give to them at this particular time. But we'll do more next year.
As the beneficiaries depart the venue, many of them say the support has eased the burden of celebrating the festive season and has given them confidence to look forward to the new year. Jessica Luguson, Channels Television News.
And to a sad incident in Gombe State where 6 journalists have reportedly lost their lives after a National Union of Journalists bus conveying them to the state had an accident. The journalists were said to be returning to Gombe after attending a colleague's wedding in Yola. The tire of the vehicle reportedly bursted around Kumo town in Akko local government area of Gombe, causing the car to spiral out of control and veer off to adjoining bushes. Primarily, preliminary and official report puts death tally at 6 persons, while others sustained various degrees of injury. And that's it from the nation's capital. It's back to you, Anne, in Lagos, for more on the news at 10.
Thank you very much, Gloria. And still to come on the news at 10, President Volodymyr Zelensky denies allegations by Russia that Ukraine launched a drone attack on one of President Vladimir Putin's residency. And that's on the foreign scene. Please stay with us.
My baba, they always say, for market, every day gets your own wahala. It's coming out. Sometimes people go on scanning, but Baba say no be by gra. You must cool down, dey sharp, because with OPay payment, your money go enter sharp, no story. But inside market, anything fit happen. One day, we no see phone again. My baba remember OPay USSD lock, dial *955*131#. Baba press am, lock account. From market woman to driver, from small boy to big man. Now OPay, they protect people like us. My baba fit sell, press phone, collect POS, and still they teach me price. And when they don't tire am, go just tap OPay night guard. We no fear for this our hustle life. Now OPay be the people payment shield.
Alright everyone, no put your ears, make we talk. Shut my teeth fresh now, but you know, I beg no be so. Ever heard of Colgate, the #1 oral care brand in the world? For 0 cavities and long-lasting fresh breath. Mom, it's your time to brush. Mama and Papa buy up, use up and shine your smile. No more cover mouth.
Don't let anything stop you from being active. But when a severe headache strikes, I always trust Sudrex Extra. Effective relief for severe headaches, muscle pain, and fever. Sudrex acts fast for pain relief and a non-drowsy effect. Safe and trusted for more than 20 years. Overcome pain and win your day.
Spinning out, takes your feet off the ground.
For over 50 years, we continue to serve Nigeria with quality innovations. Now, let home feel like home with a range of inverter appliances that saves up to 70% on energy cost, giving you one less thing to worry about. Higher Thermocool, always there for you.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
Welcome to One Event. The thrill is called sports bets and casino games. The stakes are rising. Play your way, the chance is near. With competitive odds, the win is clear. Bet smart when they feel alive. Lightning payouts, non-stop vibes. Your journey to greatness, it's here, it's begun. What it bet?
Welcome back. Let's delve into the world of business. Will Ibong is standing by to take us through those stories. Thank you, and what better way to start business than to say global oil prices have jumped about 2% as investors balance Ukraine peace talks against concerns over possible supply disruptions. Brent crude rose close to $62 a barrel, while U.S. oil climbed above $58, recovering from losses at the end of last week. Geopolitical tensions and upcoming U.S. oil inventory data are now guiding market sentiment. Now we head to the east of Nigeria, where Abia State Governor Dr. Alex Oti has signed into law the 1.16 trillion naira appropriation bill for the 2026 fiscal year. Speaking after assenting to the bill in Isialangwa South, the governor said the budget is aimed at consolidating the gains of his administration, supporting business growth, and improving social infrastructure to enhance the quality of life for residents.
This is a government that believes that we need to empower our people legitimately. Our definition of empowerment is creating the enabling environment for our people to do their business and do their job, and then of course also implementing and creating social infrastructure in terms of health, education, and environmental issues happening at place scale, other than the roads and the bridges and the other hardcore infrastructure. So once you have that overarching view of government, the rest will be details. I'm happy that we are all going in the same direction.
Similarly, the Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, signed the 2026 appropriation bill into law at the Lighthouse in Awka. The budget was raised to 766 billion naira by the State Assembly to support economic growth, infrastructure, and social programs. The governor also signed 3 other bills on nursing education, tax administration, and the correctional service.
Few then remember that what was submitted to the Assembly was about 757 billion, but in their wisdom, after various reviews, amendments, and so on and so forth, the budget size is slightly, very slightly increased from 757 to 766 billion for the fiscal year 2026. We now get to work. So, Mr. Speaker, the Deputy, the Majority Leader, the Chairman of Appropriation, and all the members of the Anambra State House of Assembly, on behalf of the government and great people of Anambra State, we thank you very much.
And with that, we check in with the domestic equities market, which resumed from the Christmas holiday wearing a solid green. Laddie Williams has the details.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. Well, the Santa Rally seems to be going well in the first trading week of this last trading week of 2025. And we see the all-share index there adding 0.55%, hitting 154,389 points, and the market cap there, 98 trillion. That's the move to 100 trillion naira market cap. We're waiting for that at this point. We'll see value of trades higher today, about 35 billion, but volume is lower compared to Wednesday's trade. The blue chips are on the move today. Boa Foods, that's in food processing, closing at 759 naira, adding 1.54%. MTN Nigeria also featured gain about 0.58%. To the sectoral performance, banking counter pulled back today. First Holdco also got to pull back today. It's up about 17% in 5 trading days, but we'll see a big pullback there. Sell-off 0.28%. Profit taking, at this point is done so well a couple of days. Then we see Access Core on the flip side that gained about 2%. Today I did see some director dealings on the NGX with a non-executive director buying about 2 million units of Access Holding shares there. So, that gain. Consumer goods, 2.16% to the good. Then the oil and gas counter near flat today. So first trading day of this week, the bull sustains.
And let's see how other major equities around the world perform today. And that's business news. I'm Willie Bung. It's back to Anne for more on the news at 10. Thank you, Will. Let's now join Simon Pusey for more international news and around the world in 5.
Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. The US has offered Ukraine security guarantees for 15 years, according to Volodymyr Zelensky, during talks on a revised peace plan with Donald Trump in Florida. The US president said an agreement on this point was close to 95% done, but Ukraine's leader has since said he would like guarantees for up to 50 years. President Zelensky outlined territorial issues with the Russian-occupied Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant as the last unresolved matter, with little said on the future of Ukraine's contested Donbas region. Russia has previously rejected key parts of the plan, but a Kremlin spokesperson agreed with Mr. Trump's assessment that peace is closer. Thailand's army has accused Cambodia of breaching a newly signed ceasefire deal reached after weeks of deadly clashes that forced nearly 1 million people from their homes. In a statement, the Thai army said more than 250 unmanned aerial vehicles were detected flying from the Cambodian site on Sunday. The ceasefire took effect at noon local time on Saturday. Both sides agreed to freeze the front lines where they are now, ban reinforcements and allow civilians living in border areas to return as soon as possible. It had been seen as a breakthrough, which came after days of talks between both countries, with diplomatic encouragement from China and the US. The man who disarmed one of the gunmen who killed 15 people at a Jewish event at Bondi Beach has revealed his thoughts in the moments before his heroic actions. In verified footage, Ahmed Al-Ahmed, a Sydney shop owner born and raised in Syria, tackled one of the two shooters from behind, wresting a long-armed gun from him. In the interview, Mr. Ahmed recalled the moment he tackled Sajid Akram, who was shooting attendees at a Hanukkah event at Bondi Beach on the 14th of December.
I know I save lots of people's life. I know I save lots, but I feel sorry still for the lost. I jumped in his back, hit him, and hold him with my right hand, and start saying a word, like to warn him, drop your gun.
China is holding military drills around Taiwan, simulating the seizure and blockade of the island's key areas as a warning against so-called separatist forces. The Army, Navy, Air Force and Rocket Force have been dispatched for the drills, which include live-fire exercises. Codenamed Justice Mission 2025, the drills are taking place days after the US announced the sale of one of its largest weapons packages to Taiwan, worth $11 billion. The move drew sharp protest from Beijing, which in turn sanctioned US defense firms. Taiwan's push to ramp up its defense this year has also angered Beijing, which claims the self-ruled island as its own territory. The Albanian nationalist Vetevendoja party has won a landslide victory in Kosovo's parliamentary elections, according to preliminary results. With 90% of the votes counted, the party, whose name means self-determination, was on 50.8%, meaning a third term in power for its leader Albin Kurti. The two main opposition parties, the centre-right Democratic Party of Kosovo and the Democratic League of Kosovo, were on 21% and 14% respectively. Vetevendoja won elections in February, but without a majority, and Kosovo has been without a functioning government since then. And French actress Brigitte Bardot, who revolutionised 1950s French cinema and became a symbol of sexual liberation, has died at the age of 91. The cinema icon, Bibi, as she was known in her home country, acted in almost 50 films, including And God Created Woman, but retired in 1973 to devote her life to animal welfare. French President Emmanuel Macron said the nation was mourning a legend of the century, while the Brigitte Bardot Foundation remembered her as a world-renowned actress. Later in life, Bardot's reputation was damaged after she made homophobic slurs and was fined multiple times for inciting racial hatred. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel's studios in Lagos.
Many thanks indeed, Simon, and welcome to Sports News. The Ogun and Lagos state governments have revealed that former heavyweight world champion Anthony Joshua and another passenger are stable after a comprehensive clinical assessment conducted on them at a Lagos medical facility. In a joint statement, the government said they are closely monitoring the situation and will ensure that the affected persons receive the best possible medical care. They added that investigations into the circumstances surrounding the accident have commenced. But from there we move to Morocco, where South Africa have defeated regional rivals Zimbabwe 3-2 in a Group B match at the Marrakesh Stadium, securing a place in the last 16 of the continental tournament. SA claimed the win thanks to goals from Tshapang Muremi, Lai Foster and Oswin Apolis, clinching second place in Group B behind Egypt, who will play the goalless draw with Angola. More updates for you. Ayub El Kabi scored twice as host nation Morocco eased to a 3-0 victory over Zambia to secure progress to the last 16 as winners of the group. The Olympiacos forward netted in each half in front of over 60,000 fans at the Prince Morley Abdallah Stadium in Rabat, while Real Madrid's Brahim Diaz got the other goal. In the other game, Mali finished second after a third straight draw against Comoros. And Super Eagles head coach Eric Schell has spoken about the possibility of rotating his squad for Tuesday's AFCON 2025 Group C encounter with the Cranes of Uganda. The Super Eagles booked their place in the knockout round with a game to spare, and the manager Schell played down on any injury concerns ahead of the game with Uganda. He also went on to defend his choices in terms of substitution.
Like you said, a lot of players like Rafa, they deserve to play for this team. So I make every time some choice, and they deserve. I can tell you, they deserve to play in that team. So I think this is the best town for us, because we heard nothing, we see nothing. We are only focused on our group and the game that we can watch on the TV. So we are only focused on our group and the game project. So it's very nice for me.
And that's your Sports News tonight. I am Kelly. Guys, back to Anne.
Thank you, Kelly. And the main news again. Nigerian army has vowed tougher push against new security threats and stepped up counter-insurgency nationwide. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Nwawadu. Good night and please stay safe.